Today starts 1 week with our guests aboard our tiny home, Pivot, in the Florida Keys. We have 2 goals. First, show our guests the best parts of boat life.
And it's not supposed to get better.
We did not miss a drop. We were catching it all.
The no-see-ums have been pretty brutal.
The reality is these are very, very rare conditions.
And more importantly, stay friends after sharing our tiny floating home together.
Our thoughts on boat life.
Can I have kisses too? Oh, thank you. Kisses before I get on. Thank you.
We're Adam and Kathryn of Adventures of A+K, and we travel all around North America in our Sprinter van, Brisket.
We've been traveling almost full-time in our van for about 3.5 years now, so we are very, very used to tiny living. I think our van is 60 square feet, but we have never spent a week on a boat with 4 humans and a dog, but it's gonna be a ton of fun.
The first segment of our week together keeps us stationary in the protection of No Name Harbor as we get in the groove and wait for the forecasted weather to pass.
So Kathryn, how was your first night on board?
It was amazing. What is so mind-blowing to me sleeping on a boat is you're constantly moving. Like right now, you can probably see we're moving, but you don't feel it at all when you're sleeping. So we slept super well. It was comfortable, a little warm. It's kind of warm out, but we got a little bit of a breeze coming in. So we slept incredible, and we woke up to dolphins outside. And I don't know how you beat waking up to dolphins. That is just, that does not happen in van life at all. You wake up to like the threat of a squirrel getting in your engine. That's what happens in the van.
We're taking a nice and slow approach to this week. We're here in No Name Harbor. Basically just being on a boat, you have to watch the weather. So we're planning our week keeping in mind the weather. We have a blow coming in a couple days, so that'll be exciting. So we're gonna take some time and really enjoy where we are, starting with a nice walk. You wanna find more dolphins? One thing that's really important in a tiny home, on the water, with guests, is having the capabilities to get off the boat. And that's why we love places like this, because at any time, quick paddleboard, a quick dinghy ride, you're on land, there's trails, it's warm, so you can go for a swim, you can do anything. If this was the winter in Alabama, for example, or the winter in anywhere north, you would kind of be stuck on the boat because it'd be too cold. So that was a prime reason why we chose to meet Adam and Kathryn here. It has been barely 24 hours with our guests, and I'm gonna show you what happens to a tiny home on the water when you have multiple people living and everybody doing their thing, and if you don't put away things right away. We got salsa dishes that need to be done, camera gear, more dishes, drinks. Here's Adam and Kathryn's room, which they did say I could film. Just gear everywhere. Let's go up to the fly bridge. More recycling. Got the Starlink out, laundry. And then you come up here.
You have your messy house guests.
No, half of the mess is Jennifer and I's, and
Just making ourselves.
the other half
I
is.
promise we normally aren't so messy when we have our own place to put things. We're living out of a backpack. We're doing it very minimalist. We're going all in on tiny
You are. That's 24 hours. Let's see how it evolves over the next week. What do you think, Ollie? You should be cleaning up. That's right? With 4 people on one boat with one tiny fridge, food is kind of a challenge. Now we're gonna basically fill up for the rest of the week, which hopefully all fits in the fridge. And what's really neat about where we are now, there's a service called Freebie. So we're gonna take basically a free electric shuttle. So we're gonna stock up and then enjoy the day.
Does it all fit, Kathryn?
We'll make it work. We're getting there. We're getting there.
The rain has stopped and we're gonna go for a little bit of a twilight cruise. The behind the scenes is that the no-see-ums are out and biting us to death, but that's part of the fun.
That's what boat life is all about.
Yeah.
Beautiful sunset right over the water. My own personal view.
The weather that we've been waiting for has finally come. All of the boats are kind of on this side of the harbor because the wind's coming out of the northeast today. But everything's going relatively smooth. The weather is about 5 knots less than forecasted, so about 20 knots instead of 25, so that's nice. We did have one boat almost run into us, but they just anchored off into the distance, which was nice as well. So we're just spending the time working. Not really good enough weather to go for a dinghy ride, although we could paddleboard inside the harbor, but working on board full time, it's nice to kind of like have an excuse to work, although we work way too much. We're not missing out on anything today.
The weather system has officially gone and passed. There's still some residual waves. It's still a small craft advisory offshore, but we are leaving No Name Harbor and we are really excited to take Adam and Kathryn on a cruise, show them another side of boat life. I would argue that boat life is kind of half moving and half just enjoying the destination. You'll know if you've ever lived on a boat that you definitely stay in a destination a lot more than you move. However, with the Great Loop, it's the opposite. So we're kind of in a interesting segment of boating population. But nonetheless, we're gonna take care of some boat duties, getting a pump out, getting some water before we head to our next destination. In typical boat life fashion, nothing ever goes exactly how you think it's gonna go. A nice easy time pulling up the anchor, going to our destination. No, our anchor pulled up a line and we're trying to do due diligence, like cleaning the bottom, you know, stuff that really shouldn't be here. And it looks like these are 2 old either crab pots or lobster pots that have been here for who knows how long.
One thing that we have to be very conscious of while we have guests on board is our sewage tank and our water tanks. For Elliot and I, we have 2 black water tanks, and our water tanks, we have over 100 gallons, which is awesome. Now with guests, we've tried and fill up sooner so that way everyone's comfortable. We're not taking luxurious showers by any means, but we do try our best to stay somewhat comfortable and to not have head issues or anything like that while we have guests.
Mission accomplished, now let's travel south and explore the Florida Keys. You ready, Kathryn? Adam?
Woo! Our first stop takes us into Biscayne National Park. Unfortunately, commercial video isn't allowed without a permit, so here are some pictures of our amazing day.
It has been 4 days with our guests, so we thought we'd do a little bit of private sessions so you could see how we really feel.
All right, our thoughts on boat life after 4 days with Jen and Elliot.
Halfway through our trip.
Well, we just found out we only have 1 roll of toilet paper left.
We are just completely disgusting.
Yeah.
We're so dirty. Salt water makes you feel really, really gross. And we've taken 1 shower.
I think the hardest thing so far has been just the sheer temperature on the boat because it's been so hot. And
You
we've
can
been
tell,
in,
like,
we're
sweating
all
right now, and
sweating.
it's almost 10 p.m.
And I'm covered in bug bites. The no-see-ums have been pretty brutal. We got attacked by mosquitoes tonight.
There's a lot of similarities with van life, what we normally do, but there's also a lot of differences.
Because we have more space. It's still a little tight though, but
Yeah.
It's actually been really great because Adam and Kathryn have the tiny home background, so they know everything about power conservation, water conservation, how to use these type of toilets. And
It's tight, but this boat is just big enough for 4 people for, I think, at least a week. I mean,
Yeah,
so,
no.
I mean, we're only halfway through it, so we'll see
Our room
after
is-
a week.
We're very happy to have them on board because not only has it just been a long time since we've seen them, and so it's really great catching up, but they really get the boating lifestyle, specifically for how we boat in Florida because marinas are expensive. So they're very easy to transition into boat mode.
Yeah.
But other than that,
It's all part of the boat life.
Yeah.
We're gonna do another touch point after a few more days because we're still in the honeymoon period. It's still in the, few day window where everything is great. So
This morning, we left Biscayne Bay, entered Card Sound, and now we are exiting to the Atlantic Ocean. We have some pretty good weather, good enough that we've decided to try this. We'll see how it goes. We're ready to pivot. Let's see how the ocean treats us. How you feeling about the ocean?
A little nervous, but we have very good weather and we have a decent wind direction, so it should be good, hopefully.
I think this is my first time ever cruising not on like a tour boat in the ocean. I have full trust in my captain Elliot.
Aww.
Very happy to see it. It looks really calm, really flat seas, really gentle. Like there's like not a whole lot of rolls so far. I mean, we're not fully out there. We're not out of the narrow part of the channel, but so far so good, which is good. That's what I like to see. The weather looks accurate to what was forecasted, so.
We're going to Gary's Fort Reef, which is basically off the shore of Key Largo. And it's a protected area, the Florida Keys Marine Sanctuary, so we need to make sure that we're very conscious of the environment here. For example, you don't want to be dropping your anchor on a reef and destroying, what has been built up over time in the ecosystem here. So there should be some mooring balls here, so that's the goal, is to grab a mooring. If we can't grab a mooring, we'll see what we can do. There is obviously sand all around this area, so if we anchor in a sandy section, that's different, although we wouldn't be at the reef. We'll see. And basically, we're trying to be a little extra cautious because we have guests on board and we want to make sure we're taking them offshore. This is the wide open Atlantic Ocean. If we continue going the direction that we're going, we are going to be in Cuba. There's swell, there's big boats. We have to be very conscious of the weather, and that is why we are here today.
good job.
My heart is racing. I think I had flashbacks to when we were here last winter and we did this, and the boat was rocking a lot. This one was so much easier because it has a pennant at the top, so you're just able to thread it through like a needle. So it's really easy, not too shabby, but it's time to jump in the water because staying on the boat too long, I might get seasick. But in the water, it's game changer difference. It is definitely not one of the days that come very often. It is few and far between, but when they come, they are absolutely gold. Today is just spectacular. We're swimming with dolphins, seeing all the marine life, the octopus, fish. It's been incredible. Absolutely incredible day.
Today has been a fantastic day. I just want to keep jumping off, rinse, repeat. Round 2, round 3, 5, whatever.
Today has been everything we dreamed all of our time in the Florida Keys have been like. But the reality is these are very, very rare conditions for the winter. And man, it's been fantastic. But we still have like almost 15 nautical miles, which is over 2 hours to cruise today. So we have to leave the mooring and get moving. Thus is the life of boating with a trawler and trawler speed. But that's okay. It's been so much fun. And so much fun to experience with good friends. It's been especially nice for us today because we are coming to a place we went to on our loop this past year, which is John Pennekamp State Park. So we kind of know that the entrance is good enough for us, but we also know what to expect, which is just this beautiful mangrove lit tight channel. And we're excited to be back.
Let's go take some showers. Thank you.
In the essence of conservation, even though we literally just filled up our water tanks, we have come to John Pennekamp State Park, not only to see how beautiful it is, but also we're going to be using their showers. We have been looking forward to it after being hot and, you know, sand all over us from the swim today, and Ollie needs to go out today. Now, a lot of people, when they have guests on board, they will stay in marinas because it's just simple. Showers, water, sewage, you know, going to the restroom in the marinas is just simple. But we, for one, can't afford marinas.
What the heck?
Balling on a budget.
I know.
We want marinas. No, just kidding.
And number two, anchoring and mooring balls are just, that's just like everything to us in boat life. This is like what we love and want to share with everybody.
With our friends.
With our friend, A+, K!
We love it. We love non-marina life.
Forget marinas. Give me mooring balls and anchors.
How was it, babe?
Oh my god, I feel like $1 million.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Okay.
One night there were 4 people in a dude and a dog. And then splash! An alligator came and ripped them apart. They smelled too clean.
I really can't see where I'm going though.
Bye! Hopefully we'll
See you again.
see you in the boat, not in the water.
Yes.
They're taking some time apart this morning. Basically, you know, being on a tiny home, everybody's all close. It's nice to have a separation of activities. So.
We have already explored some of the marine trails that Adam and Kathryn are exploring now. And if you missed that, I'll link the video here. But we're just going to explore the land trails because we have not done that.
You know, we've done some of the hikes more inland to the park, like there's a nature trail, but we haven't gone onto the island here. And it's just these little viewing platforms into parts of the Largo Sound and these mangrove forests. You see all like the smallest parts of the food chain down here. It's pretty cool.
Leaving Largo Sound, we cruised briefly back into the Atlantic Ocean before making our way into Islamorada, the final stop of our trip together.
There are good ships and there are wood ships, and there are ships that sail the sea, but the best ships are friendships. So cheers to you and me.
Cheers.
We are enjoying our last night with Adam and Kathryn, and we are trying to take in the last sunset and be very present. So.
And it's a beautiful one too.
Yeah.
Like that sun is huge.
It is huge, and there's beautiful clouds in the sky. We have all the pastel colors. It is spectacular. And I think kind of throughout our time here in the Keys, you can hear the conch and blowhorn, and that's like at every sunset. Someone typically has like the conch shell, and it's
blow it.
And it's cut out in a part, and you can blow it, and it has a very specific sound. So we're gonna be listening for it tonight.
Pivot.
Bye, Pivot. Have a good life.
Girl.
We enjoyed some nice yoga this morning, our last morning with A+K. Now it's time to take them to the bus stop, which was part of our plans for planning out this week, was how are they gonna get back? And so luckily in the Keys, there's a bus service that runs the entire length of the Keys. So we were all set there.
Thanks for the good memories, Pivot.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank you, love y'all.
Thank you guys for visiting us.
Yes,
Thank you for having us. We love y'all. You're the best.
Can't wait to hang
We're gonna
out
miss
again.
you. We can't wait to see you soon-ish. 3, Jake.
Bye.
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 See y'all
Safe
soon.
travels to Vietnam. Bye, Adam and Kathryn. Thank you so much for coming.
It's been just an incredible week. I mean, we just had so much fun. The weather has been amazing. We've been eating good. We got delicious coffee.
Yeah, Elliot,
provided for us every
makes
morning.
us coffee every morning,
Yeah.
twice. So shout out to Elliot. We didn't give him proper credit at our last update, but Elliot has kept us nice and caffeinated so we can conquer the day. But I mean, just look at this.
Yeah, we're in like a ridiculous spot.
Like, I don't know. We living full time in a van. We tend to not spend as much time on the water, so that was a big difference for us, going from doing more like mountainous things and more inland things to being on the water. But it's just been perfect. It's been so fun, just jumping in the water every day, snorkeling, you know, a mix of mostly play but a little bit of work. We do realize this isn't what boat life is like all the time. Jen and Elliot work incredibly hard.
I think we've been treated to kind of like the cream of the crop of boat life. This is a perfect setting for it to enjoy like the best parts of boat life and hanging out with awesome friends.
Yeah, I can't think of a better place to have done boat life, like for this long at least, than the Florida Keys.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we had never been here in our van, because I think the experience in the boat is so much better than we could have ever had in our van. But yeah, it's been wonderful. We solved our toilet paper debacle. That was the big drama of the week. We almost ran out of toilet paper. But we survived that. So if our friendship can survive toilet paper rationing, it can survive anything, right? But a huge thank you to Jen and Elliot and Ollie. It's just serious. We've looked forward to this for so long, and it exceeded all of our expectations. We're so excited to continue hanging out with you guys, not on Pivot per se, but in other ways, and just there's no one we would rather be trapped in a boat with than the three of you. We love y'all. Thank you so much. We're gonna miss you.
Yeah.
You guys are the best.
Whoa! That was a live dolphin show right in front of us.
Oh my God.
That was so cool.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We survived. And we're still friends.
Yeah. I think it's really special. Like, I don't want to sugarcoat and say this week wasn't hard for like sharing a small space, because it's always hard when we go with any guest. It doesn't matter who it is, just because it is such a small space, and sharing what we've made normal, and sharing that with other people has always had some challenges, but I think it always, and I mean always, weighs out for like the benefit of sharing the past 8 days worth of memories with two very, very good friends of ours is worthwhile. worth everything.
I just have to agree, Adam and Kathryn were fantastic guests. They really got the vibe for tiny living and limited resources because of their experience on their Sprinter van, Brisket, and they were just very, very go with the flow, which is how boat life has to be, or as we like to call it, embracing the pivot.
Yes.
Make sure you guys check out Adam and Kathryn's channel. They do a fantastic job documenting their travels. It is at Adventures of A+K.
Yeah, and they shared their experience of 1 week in the Florida Keys aboard Pivot with the two of us. And so check it out on their channel. We will link it in the description below.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
But we are living by the philosophy that if one person smells, or no, we're living in a...
Actually, the coolest we've been in days. So
Everybody's in good spirits except for Ollie. I'm getting
Just smile. Just smile. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's enough. That's enough. We do not need to be this close, guys. I think I'm getting delirious tired.
In the essence of conservation, being on the boat, even though we just filled up our water.
Oh gosh, I'm not ready for this shot. Oh no, what's happening?
Ready?
Yeah, am I in your way?
You're not in the way.
Jeez.
Uh-oh.